Hi all, I'm Wish and I am a love poet. I have a book called A Fraction of Momentary Love. It's a collection of my poems. I just wanted to give some author life updates. Like from the launch till now, I have got a lot of learning. Just making sure that you have that balance, whether you trust who's giving feedback to you and what's going to be very helpful for you. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Ultimately, everybody's got different interpretations when it comes to your work and poetry. I entered this to share this without much expectations. The most important thing is that I believed in my book, and even my loved ones believed in me. I think I made a lot of good and bad decisions since this was my first time publishing. I guess they're not really that bad because they're lessons. So just learning from them is fantastic. I can't regret anything that I've done publishing this first book. I've learned to keep on pushing, keep on putting myself out there, putting the purpose of what my poetry is about, what my work is about, but at the same time, don't burn out. At some point, I got really burnt out because I was doing so much and I'm expecting too much of myself. And book sales, my gosh, Natalia Lee, she helped me, her company Enchanted Ink Publishing helped me to design my book and at the same time do some professional proofreading. She said on her AuthorTube just recently that most self-publishers could only get at least 100 sales or something. Having known that, I was so grateful because I'm looking at my book sales in the past 5.5 months. It's been really promising. I'm shocked and very humbled more than anything that I could really do this, that I could push this through. I'm here not just to be an overnight sensation, which I don't believe it's possible. I just expect that it's a slow burn. I just wanted more people to read it and have an exposure to my expression about love and all of its extremes, right? So yeah. Yay! It's all about just my curiosity and just watching after all of these results or even learnings that's coming out of this big author self-publishing indie experience. Really, being a self-publisher or publishing a book, you're gonna win and lose friends, and that's a fact. And don't ever expect that your family and your closest friends will ever read your book because normally they're not readers or they're just, poetry is not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine and you have to accept that. There are other people and you have to find your audience, which is very, very important. Don't over expect too much from, your family and friends who's not really reading in the first place. The difference between that, accepting that they're not reading your work versus really just not supporting you or just became so silent when you have this success or achievement that you released a book at least once in your life and they're not cheering you on, then fuck that shit. Just fucking abandon that shit. There's a big difference. And then when it comes to my life updates, I have a lot of gumption and realization and acceptance in these past few months about my life. I think I'm going to write more about acceptance for the death of my mom from almost 14 years ago. I accepted the why, but I did not accept the how for so long, and I think that comforted me a lot. There are lots of things that happened these past few days. I came to a conclusion with my brother to make peace with the how. It's very heavy, but at the same time it's very light. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just an amazing thing when you enter a very deep chapter in your life like that. I think I posted about having a lot of like blood tests and all of these things. When you enter your life in your 40s, for me, my goal is to be healthy and to live long, like minimum 97 years old if I can. I wanted to have a sustainable lifestyle and also something that really just would make me feel good about myself. That's why I've got to run through a lot of tests to be very proactive, because my genetics are not the most perfect one out there. So I just needed to make sure that, you know, I'm proactive and I could do what needs to be done before anything happens. Sometimes some of the procedures are a little bit intrusive. When it's intrusive, you're like, oh, why? But at the same time, I've been very brave about needles. I really don't care about them. I watch when they enter my skin. Sorry, TMI, but also just having a lot of healthy relationships. Before I launched, when I was doing my book the entire year last year, up to the launch, up to now, a lot of things emerged about my relationships with people. The shallowness, the depth of my different relationships. Some of the relationships that I expected to be deeper than what it is not. Having reflected this, or even still reflecting about this for a long time, is something that I really treasure. Let's say I'm detoxing my relationships and just really focus on my important relationships, my important friendships. When you enter different chapters in your life, you have different goals, you have different kind of state of mind. So I think I'm at this point that there are friendships that are worth salvaging after it's been kind of destroyed for a long time or abandoned for a long time. There are friendships that needs to be abandoned because it's not worth my time and energy anymore. And there are some friendships that needs to be sustained because, again, they're well worth it and they were tested through time, and they all deserve my love and attention much more. I am trying to be much better friend than ever before. I always try to. My entire life I try to be a good friend. You know, I'm not perfect, but my last update is, well, my life in Australia is over. Luke and I and the cats are going to move back to Singapore. Yeah! We're moving back to Singapore real soon. I've started kind of packing my stuff away here. All of my books are already boxed up. That was the first thing that I wanted to do. Luke and I, we lived our lives together, that we have this loose thing where we just let life be. We never really intended or planned to ever move back to Singapore, but that's where our next adventure is going to be. It's gonna be stressful for the cats to fly again, but yeah, that's just part of it. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think I needed to make another blog or video to talk about my huge deep reflection about Australia, but that's another thing. It's time for us to move. We're moving soon, and I'm looking forward to it because I could have calamansi again in my life. See the friends that are really, really close to me, and I'm gonna be very close to my brother again. Since it's the pandemic, I won't be able to visit Manila anytime soon, but at least I'm close enough to send him more care packages. More adventures ahead. And my Wish Bliss publishing is going to be in Asia. I could expand that. Again, big picture. And yeah, that's all for now. Thank you so much. Take care. Always stay safe. Get vaccinated. Listen to facts. Love science. Love life. Love everything. And please buy a copy of my book, A Fraction of Momentary Love. Thank you.